6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has underlined the need to further deepen bilateral cooperation between Pakistan and Turkey in trade, investment and defence sectors. Shehbaz Sharif will undertake a visit of Saudi Arabia and Azerbaijan next week to represent Pakistan at the Joint Arab-Islamic Summit in Riyadh and the World Leaders Climate Action Summit in Baku. The Finance Minister says the government is determined to pursue its reforms agenda to ensure permanence to macroeconomic stability. Pakistan has urged the international community to act decisively in ending Israel's unbridled atrocities against Palestinians and to ensure unhindered humanitarian assistance to Gaza. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Puppet Assembly has passed a resolution seeking revocation of Article 370 for restoration of the special status of the state. The second one-day cricket international of the three-match series between Pakistan and Australia will be played at Adelaide tomorrow. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has stressed the need to further deepen bilateral cooperation between Pakistan and Turkey in trade, investment and defence sectors. He was talking to the newly appointed ambassador of Turkey to Pakistan, Irfan Naziroglu, who called on him in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said he looks forward to working closely with the ambassador to further strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. Recalling the historic long-standing and brotherly ties between Pakistan and Turkey, the Prime Minister expressed gratitude for Turkey's consistent support to Pakistan on Kashmir and said Pakistan will also continue to lend its strong support to Turkey on its core interests. During the meeting, regional situation, particularly in Gaza and the Middle East, also came under discussion. The Prime Minister conveyed best wishes to the President, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and reiterated his invitation to the Turkish President to undertake an official visit to Pakistan at his earliest convenience. The Turkish Ambassador, Naziroglu, thanked Prime Minister for warmly receiving him and assured his full commitment and support to further strengthen the strong and historic bonds of friendship between both the countries. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif is scheduled to visit Saudi Arabia and Azerbaijan next week to attend the second Joint Arab-Islamic Summit being held in Riyadh and the World Leaders Climate Action Summit in Baku. The Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch at the weekly media briefing in Islamabad today said the Prime Minister will represent Pakistan at the second Joint Arab-Islamic Summit being held in Riyadh on Monday. The summit will discuss the situation in Gaza and other occupied territories. The heads of state and government from the Arab League and Organization of Islamic Cooperation member countries are expected to participate in the summit. She said the Prime Minister will reiterate Pakistan's full support to the Palestine cause and call for an immediate end to the genocide in Gaza and an immediate cessation of ongoing Israeli adventurism in the region. Pakistan will also call for international protection for the Palestinian people and the establishment of an independent state of Palestine as of the borders of 4th June 1967 with Quds al-Sharif as its capital. On the sidelines of the summit, the Prime Minister is also expected to hold bilateral meetings with leaders from other Arab League and OIC member states. Shehbaz Sharif will also visit Baku, Azerbaijan to participate in the two-day World Leaders Climate Action Summit being held from Tuesday as part of the 29th United Nations Climate Change Conference. The Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb says the government is determined to pursue its reforms agenda to ensure permanence to macroeconomic stability. He was talking to the outgoing Japanese ambassador to Pakistan, Mitsuhiro Wada, in Islamabad today. During the meeting, views were exchanged on issues of mutual interest. The finance minister acknowledged the significance of Japan's developmental and economic assistance and its vital role in helping Pakistan overcome economic challenges and strengthen its economy. He said both the nations have significant potential to strengthen their ties through increased exchanges in trade, culture, education, and people to people interaction. The federal government is taking steps to establish Danish schools in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and promote quality of education in the province. This was stated by the Minister for Information and Broadcasting Ataullah Tarar while talking to the Governor Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Faisal Karim Kundi in Islamabad today. The Information Minister said restoring peace in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is a priority of the federal government and it is ready to provide all possible cooperation regarding security in the province. Besides the federal government's measures for economic development, they discussed law and order situation in the province. Faisal Karim Kundi appreciated the innovation and positive changes in the Ministry of Information and its allied departments. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has welcomed the report of the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territories, Francesca Albanese, calling for decisive action by the international community in ending Israel's unbridled atrocities against the Palestinian and to ensure unhindered humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Responding to a question at the weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, the Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch said Pakistan endorses Francesca Albanese's stance that Israel is obstructing international investigation efforts, including denying the entry of fact-finding teams from the United Nations. She said the report highlights how Israel has been committing genocide against the Palestinian people through acts of territorial expansion and ethnic cleansing. The spokesperson expressed concern about the Israeli actions against relief workers and agencies, including the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and its ongoing war on hospitals and vaccination centers. Responding to another question, the spokesperson said Pakistan's relations with the United States are decades old, and we look forward to further strengthen and broaden relationship in all fields. 22 more Palestinians were martyred in the relentless Israeli strikes in Gaza today, according to Gaza Health Ministry. Martyrdom toll of Palestinians in the Israeli aggression on Gaza since October 7 last year has now risen to 43,391. In Lebanon, 40 people were martyred and 53 injured in the Israeli aerial bombardment in Bekaa Valley and Baalbek city during the last 24 hours. According to Lebanon's health ministry, at least 3,050 people have been martyred in the Israeli attacks in the country. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the puppet state assembly has passed a resolution seeking the revocation of Article 370 aimed at restoration of territory special status that was revoked by the Indian government in August 2019. According to the Kashmir Media Service, the resolution was tabled by the ruling National Conference in line with the party's commitment in its election manifesto. The proposal was introduced by the Deputy Chief Minister Surinder Singh Chaudhary, who called for the restoration of the occupied Jammu and Kashmir's special status. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference has strongly condemned the ongoing efforts by the Bharatiya Janata Party-led government to deprive the people of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir of their political and religious identity. According to Kashmir Media Service, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesman Advocate Abdur Rashid Minhas, in a statement in Srinagar, made it clear that the people of Kashmir would never surrender their demand for inalienable right to self-determination. The APHC condemned the efforts to settle non-Kashmiri Hindus in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, calling it a deliberate move to alter the territory's demographic balance. Cricket. The second one-day international of the three-match series between Pakistan and Australia will be played at Adelaide tomorrow. The match will start at 8:30 in the morning, Pakistan Standard Time. Australia lead the series 1-0. And finally, the weather report. Dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while cold conditions are likely in hilly areas during the next 12 hours. However, smog is likely to persist in most areas of the Punjab. Fog in patches is also likely at isolated places of central and southern Punjab during morning hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.